Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की जय।
जय।
बोलो श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय।
जय।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा।
कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा।
कैसे हो? Okay. Share the screen. 1 second. Hare Krishna Jai. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Just 1 second. Okay. Share. All right. One second. Just get there. अरे एक मिनट मेरी स्क्रीन थोड़ी एडजस्ट कर रहा हूँ. This is just one screen, so anyways, we'll get started. तो अपन कल और आप लोगों को श्रीमद् भागवतम की स्क्रीन दिख रही है, राइट?
Yes.
तो कल हम लोगों ने 9th श्लोक पढ़ रहे थे और फर्स्ट अध्याय ऑफ 10th स्कंद, राइट? So, and as we were reading, this is all about Lord Shri Krishna, right? जो ये यदुवंश है उसके डिसेंडेंट्स और उसमें जो लॉर्ड श्री कृष्णा का अवतार जो हुआ है उसके बारे में अपन पढ़ रहे हैं. और परीक्षित महाराज इसमें सुखदेव गोस्वामी जी को पूछ रहे हैं, जैसे कल हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था श्लोक, कि why did Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, leave the house of his father Vasudeva and transfer himself to the house of Nand Baba in Vrindavan? Where did the Lord, the master of the Yadu dynasty, live with his relatives in Vrindavan? Right? So all these questions Parikshit Maharaj is asking. Yeah? So we'll start with the text 10. Anil ji?
ब्रजे वसन किम करोन् मधुपर्यां च केशवः भ्रातरं चावधीत कंसं मातुरद्धात दर्हणम्. Lord Krishna lived both in Vrindavan and Mathura. What did he do there? Why did he kill Kans, his mother's brother? Such killing is not at all sanctioned in the Shastras. Hare Krishna.
So Parikshit Maharaj is asking all these questions. Shiva Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Deham manushmashatya kati varshani vrishnibhyah yadu purya sahavatsit patnyah katya bhavana prabho. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has no material body, yet he appears as a human being. For how many years did he live with the descendants of Vrishni? How many wives did he marry? For how many years did he live in Dwarka? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so all these questions he has. Manushma asritya. Yeah, deham manush. Right? Like a appearing as a human being. Right? Like it says here, many places, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is described as Sachidananda Vigraha. Yeah, Sat Chit Ananda. Possessing a spiritual blissful body. His bodily feature is Narkriti. That is exactly like that of a human being. Here the same idea is repeated in the words Manusham Asrita, which indicate that he accepts a body exactly like that of a man. Everywhere it is confirmed that Krishna is never Nirakar or formless. Right? A lot of people are saying like there is no God, it's all no form, etc., etc. But everywhere we have seen that Krishna has a form. He has his form exactly like that of a human being as he appeared on the earth. Right? There is no doubt about this.
Prabhuji, just a quick Sachidanand Vigra. So such means truth,
Sat means also truth and the eternal, actually.
eternal.
Yeah. So, like it's always true, right? Sat. So basically, what it means is, for example, our body is like soul is eternal, right? The soul is Sat Chit, like soul is always there, eternal.
Yeah,
But the blissful, the spiritual body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always Sat Chit Anand. It's Sachidanand. Yeah. Like so
correct,
it's
correct.
always eternal. Chit is the
Correct.
consciousness, Anand is the bliss, right? So Sat means always true, always eternal, always present. Yeah.
Always consciousness. Chid is consciousness, and Anand
Chit,
is the
right? Chit is
bliss.
the consciousness, right? Anand is the bliss. We say always in the blissful mood, eternal, blissful,
Hmm,
always, right? That's Sat
correct.
Chit Anand.
And Vigraha
That's
means
also
temple.
right. The the roop, the yeah. Hmm,
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
yeah. So Lord is always Sachidanand, right? Like the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, is always in that form. And our soul is related to the Supreme Soul. So our soul is also eternal, right? Like if you know, बोलते हैं ना हम लोग आत्मा is always, nothing happens to Atma,
Correct.
right? Only the body changes. Atma gets into another body. So the body perishes, our body, right? But the Lord's body is also Satchidanand, right? Like it's one. Actually, the name and everything is absolute about the Supreme Personality of God. Okay. So we'll read this. Nisha.
एतदनच्च सर्वं मे मुने कृष्णविचेष्टितं वक्तुमर्हसि सर्वज्ञ श्रद्धानाय विस्तृतम्. O great sage, who know everything about Krishna, please describe in detail all the activities of which I have inquired and also those of which I have not, for I have full faith and I am very eager to hear of them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Parikshit Maharaj is asking to Mune, right? To Sukdev Goswami ji, tell me everything about Krishna. Yeah, Krishna Vichestitam. Yeah. Ajay?
Yeah. नैषा तिद्रुः सह क्षुन्मा त्वयक्तोदमपि बाधते पिबन्तं तं mukhabhyujutam harikatha mitam. Because of my woe on the verge of death, I have given up even drinking water, yet because I am drinking the nectar of topics about Krishna, which is flowing from the lotus mouth of your Lordship, my hunger and thirst, which are extremely difficult to bear, cannot hinder me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So who is saying this?
Parikshit Maharaj.
That's Parikshit.
Yeah? Parikshit Maharaj is telling Sukdev Goswami that because of my woe on the verge of death. And why he is on the verge of death?
Because he has been cursed because he had put a dead snake on a sage, and his son had given him a curse that after 7 days he would be killed by Takshak bite.
Yeah, Takshak snake, right? Remember, that's why this whole SrimadBhagavatam is that Parikshit Maharaj was the greatest king in the world, right? But he did this mistake, and then um, so Rishi was okay, Shanik Rishi, he was fine, but his son, when he came to know that this is how Parikshit Maharaj insulted Shanik Rishi, even though Parikshit Maharaj realized right after that, and then if you remember, we read about it, right? After that, Parikshit Maharaj was thinking that I should get a big punishment on this. Parikshit Maharaj himself was thinking, but the mistake was done. But then Sanik Rishi's son, when he came to know, the son gave the sharp to Parikshit Maharaj at seventh day, Takshak Nag will bite. And there's another story of Takshak Nag. Why would Takshak Nag only bite Parikshit Maharaj? Because Takshak Nag, there was also a fight in the Indraprastha, right? Before the Indraprastha, there was a fight between Pandus, Yudhishthira, Arjun, and the Takshak Nag, right? And so Pandus had killed the Takshak Nag. So then there was a revenge which Takshak Nag wanted to take, and so this is what will happen. So so all these things are related. But but when Parikshit Maharaj knew he only had 7 days, he gave up everything, and then he's listening to this Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukdev Goswami ji, and then what he's saying here is Hari Katha Amrita. He says, I am drinking the nectar of the topics. And now currently he is of course reading about Krishna. And then he says, by listening to that is like a Amrit, so he has forgotten about everything. Like he doesn't care about eating and drinking anymore. Yeah. A nice purport. Let's read this, Anilji.
To prepare to meet death in 7 days, Maharaj Parikshit gave up all food and drink. As a human being, he was certainly both hungry and thirsty, and therefore Sukdev Goswami might have wanted to stop narrating the transcendental topics of Krishna. But despite his fast, Maharaj Parikshit was not at all fatigued. The hunger and thirst from my fast do not disturb me, he said. Once, when I felt very thirsty, I went to the ashram of Samika Muni to drink water, but the Muni did not supply it. I therefore wrapped a dead snake over his shoulder, and that is why I was cursed by the Brahman boy. Now, however, I am quite fit. I am not at all disturbed by my hunger and thirst. This indicates that although on the material platform there are disturbances from hunger and thirst, on the spiritual platform there is no such thing as fatigue. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So first of all, we should always remember this name of Samik Muni. Yeah. Because that's how the Srimad Bhagavatam was recited. So that was the ashram of Samik Muni. Yeah. Just remember that Samik Muni's ashram. And then we know the story. Yeah.
And his son's name was Shringi Rishi.
Right.
Shringi Rishi is the one who cursed Parikshit
First,
Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj. Good. See, Shiva Prabhu knows so many things. It's nice. Hare Krishna, Sachin.
Hare Krishna. Raji, it's a little up there. Can you?
Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yes. The entire world is suffering because of spiritual thirst. Every living being is Brahma or spirit soul. and needs spiritual food to satisfy his hunger and thirst. Unfortunately, however, the world is completely unaware of the nectar of Krishna Katha. The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore a boon to philosophers, religionists, and people in general. There is certainly a charming attraction in Krishna and Krishna Katha. Therefore, the absolute truth is called Krishna, the most attractive. The word Amrita is also an important reference to the moon, and the word Ambuja means lotus. The pleasing moonshine and pleasing fragrance of the lotus combine to bring pleasure to everyone hearing Krishna Katha from the mouth of Sukdev Goswami. As it is said, Matir na Krishne Prattah Swato va Mitho Abhipadyeta Griha Vratanam Adanta Gobir Vishwatam Tamishram Punah Punasha Charvita Charva Na Nam. Because of their uncontrolled senses, persons too addicted to materialistic life make progress towards hellish conditions and repeatedly chew that which has already been chewed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what is first of all mentioned is the Krishna, right? You know what is the meaning of Krishna? Right? The meaning of the Krishna is the most attractive.
Attractive.
Yeah. Krishna is the most attractive. That's the meaning of Krishna also. Yeah. And basically, the spiritual thirst, which is being mentioned in this, is the listening of Krishna Katha. Right? We continue to read this, Shiva Prabhu.
Their inclinations towards Krishna are never aroused, either by the instructions of others, by their own efforts, or by a combination of both. Bhagavatam 7.3 5.30. At the present moment, all of human society is engaged in the business of chewing the chewed. Punah punas charvita charvananam. People are prepared to undergo mrityu sansar vartamani, taking birth in one form, dying, accepting another form, and dying again. To stop this repetition of birth and death, Krishna Katha or Krishna consciousness is absolutely necessary. But unless one hears Krishna Katha from a realized soul like Sukadev Goswami, one cannot relish the nectar of Krishna Katha, which puts an end to all material fatigue and enjoys the blissful life of transcendental existence. In relation to the Krishna consciousness movement, we actually see that those who have tasted the nectar of Krishna Katha lose all material desires, whereas those who cannot understand Krishna or Krishna Katha regard the Krishna conscious life as brainwashing and mind control. While the devotees enjoy spiritual bliss, the non devotees are surprised that the devotees have forgotten material hankerings. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Nisha?
एवं निशम्य भृगुनंदन साधुवादं वया सखिः स भगवानथ विष्णुरातं प्रत्यर्च कृष्णचरितं कलि कल्मष कल्मषघ्न व्याहर्तुमारभत भागवत प्रधानः. Suta Goswami said, O son of Bhrigu, after Sukadeva Goswami, the most respectable devotee, the son of Vasudev, heard the pious questions of Maharaj Parikshit. He thanked the king with great respect. Then he began to discourse on topics concerning Krishna, which are the remedy for all suffering in this age of Kali. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So now here, Sud Goswami is speaking. O son of Bhrigu, whom he is addressing? Who is the son of Bhrigu? Bhrigu here? Bhrigu Muni? You remember at Naimisaranya, all the Rishi Munis gathered, right? And who was the head of all the rishis?
Sanaka.
Sonak Muni, yeah, remember?
Sonak, yeah.
Sonak Muni. And Sonak Muni is the one who then requested Sud Goswamiji to recite the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, because Sud Goswamiji was present when Sukdev Goswamiji was reciting this to Parikshit Maharaj. So Sud Goswamiji is telling Sonak Muni and all the other Rishi Munis gathered there that the son of Vyasdev, and who is the son of Vyasdev here?
Sukdev Goswami.
Sukdev Goswamiji, right? Sukdev Goswami is the son of Vyasdev. He heard the pious questions of Maharaj Parikshit, because Maharaj Parikshit asked all these questions. Remember the previous shloks. He asked part like, where did Krishna live? And all the questions about Lord Sri Krishna. He thanked the king, and then he began to talk about Krishna. And he's saying topics concerning Krishna, which are remedy for all sufferings in the age of Kali. Yeah, what is mentioned here? Kali, Kalmash, yeah, Dhana, Vya, Hatum, Vyar Hatum. Yani that's the remedy. Vya Hatum is the remedy. Kali in the Kali Yuga, yeah, all the disease remedy is what? Pratachya Krishna Charitam, Bhagavat Pradhana. What is mentioned is, then he began to discourse, Sukdev Goswami began to discourse on topics concerning Krishna, which are the remedy for all sufferings in the age of Kali. Yeah, is what Sud Goswami is saying. Again, a very nice purport. Let's read this.
So Prabhuji, son of Bhrigu here is referring to?
Sonak Muni. Sud
Sonak
Goswami is telling to Sonak Muni, because Sud Goswami is reciting this to all the Rishi Munis, and the head of all the Rishi Munis is Sonak Muni. Yeah.
And Sonak Muni is the son of Bhrigu.
Yeah. Sonak Muni. So Sonak Muni was the highest level of Rishi, right? He was the head of all the Rishi Munis. So they all gathered at Naimisaranya because the Kali Yuga was about to start, right? So when the Kali Yuga was about to start, they were wondering like what will happen to all the people in Kali Yuga. So then they said, so they started doing all the yajna, right? All the Rishi Munis started doing the yajna. But then they realized like in Kali Yuga, people will not be able to do yajna also properly, because you need to really recite all the mantras and everything properly. So then Sud Goswamiji was present there, and that's when Sonak Muni asked Sud Goswamiji to why don't you recite Srimad Bhagavatam, because that is what is going to be the remedy, yeah, for all sufferings in this age of Kali. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Shiksha Prabhuji, how are you?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
हाँ? पढ़ेंगे?
In this verse, the word Krishna Charitam Kali Kalmas Bhanam indicates that the activities of Lord are certainly the greatest penance of all the miseries. Penances of the all miseries, especially in the age of Kali, it is said that in the Kali Yuga, people have only short lives and they have no culture of spiritual consciousness. If anyone is at all interested in a spiritual culture, he is misled by the many bogus Swami and Yogi who do not refer to Krishna Katha. Therefore, most people are unfortunate and disturbed by many calamities. Srila Vyasadeva prepared Srimad Bhagavatam at the request of Narad Muni in order to give the relief to the suffering people of this age. Kali Kalmas Bhanam. The Krishna consciousness movement is seriously engaged in the enlightening people through the pleasing topic of Srimad Bhagavatam all over the world. The message of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is being accepted in all spheres of life, especially in advanced educated circles. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So if you remember what is mentioned, right? Srila Vyasdev ji prepared Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, when Narad Muni instructed him at the request of Narad Muni. Why? In order to give relief to the suffering people of this age. Yeah, in the age of Kali. Hare Krishna, Sachin.
Hare Krishna. Srila Sukdev Goswami is described in this verse as Bhagavata Pradhana, whereas Maharaj Parikshit is described as Vishnu Ratam. Both words bear the same meaning, that is, Maharaj Parikshit was a great devotee of Krishna, and Sukdev Goswami was also a great saintly person and a great devotee of Krishna. Combined together to present Krishna Katha, they give great relief to suffering humanity. Anartho Pashamam Sakshad Bhakti Yogam Adhokshaje Lokasya Janato Vidvamsa Chakre Satvata Samhitam. The material miseries of the living entity, which are superfluous to him, can be directly mitigated by the linking process of devotional service. But the mass of people do not know this, and therefore the learned Vyasdev compiled this Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, which is in relation to the Supreme Truth, Bhagavad Gita 1.7.6. People in general are unaware that the message of Srimad Bhagavatam can give all of human society relief from the pangs of Kali Yuga. Kali Kalamasa Gnanam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so it's very fortunate to read Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, many people don't even know about this, of course, right? And even in India, many people do not know. And even if they know, they sometimes will hear the katha, right? Just like for short time, something here and there, but they don't really know, or they don't really get chance or will to hear the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. So at least, it's good that we are all gathering and trying to read Srimad Bhagavatam. It's really nice. Here to read, Anilji.
सम्यग् वसिता बुद्धिस्त्वा राजर्षि सक्तम वासुदेव कथायाम ये तज्जाता नैष्टिकी रतिः. Srila Sukdev Goswami said, O your majesty, best of all saintly kings, because you are greatly attracted to topics of Vasudev, it is certain that your intelligence is firmly fixed in a spiritual understanding, which is the only true goal for humanity. Because that attraction is unceasing, it is certainly sublime. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Vasudev Kathaya is only true goal for humanity. Yeah, is the spiritual understanding. Shiva Prabhu?
Vasudev Katha Prashraha Purushastrinam Punati hi Vaktaram Prachakam Shrotam Shatpadasalilam Yatha. The Ganges emanating from the toe of Lord Vishnu purifies the three worlds, the upper, middle, and lower planetary system. Similarly, when one asks questions about the pastimes and characteristics of Lord Vasudeva Krishna, three varieties of men are purified: the speaker or preacher, he who inquires, and the people in general who listen. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So just by listening to Krishna Katha, all people, right, including Vakta, Vaktaram, Prachakam, yeah, the speaker, the preacher, the one who inquires, and even the Srotristam Padasalilam Yatha. Yeah, even the people who are in general but listening also get purified. Yeah. Nisha?
भूमिर्दृक्पव्याज दैत्यानि कषतायुतेः आक्रान्ता भूरिभारेण Brahmanam Sharanam Yayo. Once, when Mother Earth was overburdened by hundreds of thousands of military phalanxes of various conceited demons dressed like kings, she approached Lord Brahma for relief. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so Prithvi Devi, the Mother Earth, she felt overburdened by all the demons and all that. So she went to Lord Brahma, Brahmanam Sharanam Yev. Ajay?
Gobhutva Shrimukhi Kṛiṣṇa Kradanti Karunam Vibho Upasthitantike Tasmai Vyasanam Samvochat. Mother Earth assumed the form of a cow, very much distressed, with tears in her eyes. She appeared before Lord Brahma and told him about her misfortune. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? Go Bhrutva Shrumukhi, right? Like Mother Earth assumed the form of cow. Karunam Vibho, and then she went in front of Lord Brahma. Sachin?
ब्रह्मा तदुपधार्यार्थ सह देवैस्तया सह जगाम सत्रिनयनस्तिरम क्षीरपयोनिधेः. Thereafter, having heard of the distress of Mother Earth, Lord Brahma, with Mother Earth, Lord Shiva, and all other demigods, approached the shore of the ocean of milk. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Lord Brahma, Brahma Tadupadhataya Saha Devestaya, Saha Devata. Yeah, and all the demigods, all the devatas then approach the shore of the ocean of milk. Why is that? Who lives at the shore of the ocean of milk?
Hero Daksha Vishnu.
Yeah, Kshiro Daksha Vishnu. Yesterday we talked about Karno Daksha Vishnu, Garbo Daksha Vishnu, and Kshiro Daksha Vishnu. No? Kshiro Daksha Vishnu lives the ocean of milk, right? And that's where Lord Brahma approaches. Rasik Shamabudi? Rasik Shamabudi? आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है शिक्षा प्रभु पढ़ेंगे
After Lord Brahma understood the precarious condition of the earth, he first visited the demigods headed by Lord Indra, who are in charge of various affairs of the universe, and the Lord Shiva, who is responsible for annihilation. Both maintenance and annihilation go on perpetually under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8. Pritriranya Sudham Vinasya Cha Duskritam. Those who are obedient to the law of God are protected by different servants and demigods, whereas those who are undesirable are vanquished by Lord Shiva. Lord Brahma first met all the demigods, including Lord Shiva. Then, along with Mother Earth, they went to the shore of the ocean of milk, where Lord Vishnu lies on the white island Shwetdvip. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tatra gatva jagannatham devadevam vrishakapim purusham purush suktena upastaste samahite. After reaching the shore of the ocean of milk, the demigods worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, the Master of the whole universe, the Supreme God of all gods, who provides for everyone and diminishes everyone's suffering. With great attention, they worship Lord Vishnu, who lies on the ocean of milk, by reciting the Vedic mantras known as the Purush Shukta. Yeah, what mentioned here is how the Lord is described, Jagannatham, yeah, और पूरी जगत के नाथ देव देवम, right? सब देवों के से देव विश, yeah, Vrisha Kapim, yeah, says Vrisha Kapim, who diminishes everyone's suffering. That's Vrisha Kapim. And there's a Purush Sukt, Vedic mantras, yeah, known as Purush Sukta. So Lord Brahma, along with all the Devatas, they did the Purush Sukta Vedic mantras to invoke Lord Vishnu. Ajay? So this, yeah.
The supremacy of Lord Vishnu is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 10.12 in this statement by Arjuna. Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Saswatam, Sashwatam, Divyam, Adidevam, Ajam Vibhum. You are the supreme Brahman, the ultimate, the supreme abode and purifier, the absolute truth, and the eternal divine person. You are the primal God, transcendental and original, and you are the unborn and all-pervading beauty. Krishna is Adi Purush, the original personality of Godhead. Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. Vishnu is also plenary expansion of Lord Krishna, and all the Vishnu tattvas are Param Parameshwara Devo Deva Deva. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, what is mentioned here is Arjun, if you remember, like Shlok 10.12 in Bhagavad Gita, he is glorifying Lord Krishna and he's saying, you are the supreme Brahm, the ultimate, yeah, the supreme abode and purifier. Param Brahma, Param Dham. And then he's saying, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. And Purusham Shashvatam Divyam, the absolute truth, Shashvatam Divyam. Yeah, and the eternal divine person, Purusham Shashvatam Divyam, eternal divine person. And you are, of course, the primal God, Adi, Anadi, yeah? Primal God, Adi Devam, Ajam Vibhum. So you are the primal God, then you are transcendental and original. And you are the unborn and all-pervading beauty. Krishna is Adi Purush. That's how Arjun understands during the Bhagavad Gita recital, Bhagavad Gita upadesha by Lord Krishna. Anisha?
गिरं समाधु गगने समीरितां निशम्य वेदास्त्रिदशानुवाचः गां पौरुषीं मे शृणुतामराः पुनर्विधीयतामाशु तथैव माचिरम्. While in trance, Lord Brahma heard the words of Lord Vishnu vibrating in the sky. Thus he told the demigods, O demigods, hear from me the order of Shirodakshai Vishnu, the Supreme Person, and execute it attentively without delay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So while in trance, yeah, Giram Samadho. In the Samadhi, Lord Brahma hears those words of Lord Vishnu. Yeah, and then he tells all the devatas to execute it immediately. Yeah. Shiva Prabhu?
It appears that the words of Supreme Personality of Godhead can be heard in trance by competent persons. Modern science gives us telephones by which one can hear sound vibrations from a distant place. Similarly, although other persons cannot hear the words of Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma is able to hear the Lord's word within himself. This is confirmed in the beginning of SrimadBhagavatam 1.1.1. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavi is Lord Brahma. In the beginning of the creation, Lord Brahma received the instructions of Vedic knowledge from Lord Vishnu through the medium of the heart, Hridaya. The same principle is confirmed herewith. While Brahma was in trance, he was able to hear the words of Shirodakshay Vishnu, and he carried the Lord's message to the demigod. Similarly, in the beginning, Brahmas first received the Vedic knowledge from the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the core of the heart. In both instances, the same process was used in transmitting the message to Lord Brahma. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anilji?
In other words, although Lord Vishnu was invisible even to Lord Brahma could hear Lord Vishnu's words through the heart. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is invisible even to Lord Brahma, yet he descends to this earth and becomes visible to people in general. This is certainly an act of his causeless mercy, but fools and non-devotees think that Krishna is an ordinary historical person. Because they think that the Lord is an ordinary person like them, they are described as Mudha, Moodha, Jananti, Mam, Muddha. The causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is neglected by such demonic persons who cannot understand the instructions of Bhagavad Gita and who therefore misinterpret them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And the important point mentioned here is, why does Krishna appear? Yeah. And because of his act of causeless mercy. Karuna Sindhu. Yeah. So that the conditioned souls, right, we read yesterday, conditioned soul like us can get out of this cycle of birth and death and old age and disease. Right? Ajay?
Purav prasavedhanto dharajvaro bhava virashrayate dushu pujanyatam sa yadurvya bharmishwareshwara swakal shaktya Chapyam Chared Bhuvi. Lord Brahma informed the demigods before he submitted our petition to the Lord. He was already aware of the distress on the earth. Consequently, for as long as Lord moves on the earth to diminish its burden by his own potency in the form of time, all of you demigods should appear through plenary portions as sons and grandsons in the family of Yadus. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so before Lord Krishna is born, all the devatas and everyone is appearing in the Yaduvansh. Yeah. Now let's read this. Hare Krishna, Sachin.
Hare Krishna. As stated in Brahma Samhita 5.39, Ramadi Mrutishu Kala Niyamena Tisthana Nanavataram Akroda Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Sambhavat Paramaha Pumanayo Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, who is always situated in various incarnations such as Rama, Narsimha, and many sub-incarnations as well, but who is the original personality of Godhead, known as Krishna, and who incarnates personally also. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I know it's also mentioned here. Shiva Prabhu.
The transcendental sound Hare Krishna is not different from the person Krishna. Namah Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purnah Sudho Nitya Mukto Bhinatvan Namah Namino Padma Purana. There is no difference between the sound Hare Krishna and Krishna the person. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, very important to know. So when we are chanting, right? We are chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. The name itself is the absolute truth of the God. There is no difference between the sound Hare Krishna, between the name and Krishna himself. Yeah, because he is absolute. So it's very important to know. So when we are chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, right, we are essentially with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? That's a transcendental sound. Shiksha Prabhuji?
मुझे पढ़ना है। वासुदेव गृहे साक्षात् भगवान् पुरुषः परः जनिष्यते तत्प्रियार्थं संभवन्तु सुरस्त्रियः। The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who has full potency, will personally appear as the son of Vyasadeva. Therefore, all the wives of the demigod should also appear in the order to satisfy him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So this is what Lord Brahma is telling all the devatas, that Lord Krishna is going to appear, right? After Lord Vishnu gives him this Akashvani, right? Internally, then Lord Brahma is telling to all the devatas that Sri Krishna is going to personally appear, will personally appear as the son of Vasudeva. Right? Remember, all this starts with Prithvi, Mother Earth, in the form of cow, goes to Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma with all the devatas goes to Kshirodaksha Vishnu and does the glorification. Kshirodaksha Vishnu then gives darshan to Lord Brahma in the meditation and then tells him Sri Krishna, who has full potency, Vasudev Grihe Sakshat Bhagwan Purush. Yeah? Sakshat Bhagwan is going to appear, is mentioned. And so Lord Brahma is instructing all the devatas and their wives all to appear before him, so that, before he appears, all the Mathura Vrindavan is filled with all the devatas and their families. Yeah. Let's just read this. Anilji?
In Bhagavad Gita 4.9, the Lord says, Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mam eti. After giving up the material body, the devotee of the Lord returns home back to Godhead. This means that the devotee is first transferred to the particular universe where the Lord is at that time staying to exhibit his pastimes. There are innumerable universes, and the Lord is appearing in one of these universes at every moment. Therefore, his pastimes are called Nitya Leela, eternal pastimes. The Lord's appearance as a child in the house of Devaki takes place continuously in one universe after another. Therefore, the devotee is first transferred to that particular universe where the pastimes of the Lord are current. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so this is how devotees experience the togetherness with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah. Nisha?
As stated in Bhagavad Gita, even if a devotee does not complete the course of devotional service, he enjoys the happiness of the heavenly planets where the most pious people dwell, and then takes birth in the house of Sachi or Srimad, a pious Brahman or a wealthy Vaishya. Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Bharasto Bhajiyate. Thus, a pure devotee, even if unable to execute devotional service completely, is transferred to the upper planetary system where pious people reside. From there, if his devotional service is complete, such a devotee is transferred to the place where the Lord's pastimes are going on. Herein it is said, Sambhavantu Sura Striha, Surastri, the women of the heavenly planets, were thus ordered to appear in Yadu dynasty in Vrindavan to enrich the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And the important message in this paragraph is for a devotee, right? A devotee who is reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, is doing the chanting, right? What is mentioned is even if his devotion is not complete, right? Like let's say we started late, we are not able to do a lot of things, right? But at least you are trying to do certain things. Then what happens is you still get promoted. He enjoys the happiness of the heavenly planets. So you get promoted, yeah, in terms of the planets. And then what happens is you take a birth in the house of a Suchi or Srimad, yeah, a pious Brahman or a wealthy Vaishya. So this way you can get enough time to devote to for the devotional service. So what mentioned is the pure devotee, even if he is not able to complete, he is transferred to upper planetary system. Yeah. And where the Lord's pastimes are going on is what is being mentioned. Mentioned in the context of Vrindavan Leela, right? So all the people who appeared in Vrindavan at that time are all the devotees, including devatas. Hmm? Let's complete this. Ajay?
These Surastri, when further trained to live with Krishna, would be transferred to the original Golok Vrindavan. During Lord Krishna's pastime within this world, the Surastri were to appear in different ways in different families to give pleasure to the Lord, just so that they would be fully trained before going to the eternal Golok Vrindavan. With the association of Lord Krishna, either Dwarkapuri, Mathurapuri, or Vrindavan, they would certainly return home back to Godhead. Among the Surastri, the women of the heavenly planets, there are many devotees such as the mother of the Upendra incarnation of Krishna. It was such devoted women who were called for in this connection. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we are going to pause here since about time. And of course, we will continue to read about Lord Sri Krishna, right? Next Monday. Meanwhile, let's hear a nice bhajan. So 1 second.
Govinda Jaya Jaya,
Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Govinda Hari, Govinda Jaya
Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya,
Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Govinda Hari, Govinda Jaya
Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya,
Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Hari, Govinda
Govinda, Hey Gopal, Hey Govinda, Hey Gopal, Hey Govinda, Hey Gopal, Hey Govinda, Hey Gopal, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda, Hey Gopal.
All right. So nice bhajan, yeah. Starting with Lord Shri Krishna. So everyone have a nice long weekend, weekday. See you back on Monday, 9:30 p.m. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.